of public welfare social worker. Then the next one is school social work. If you specialize in school social work, you may help support children with their emotional, behavioral, or social challenges, and as well act as a point of connection between them, their family members, and community services. Like I said yesterday, that as a school social worker, your work transcends the four walls of the school, because what is causing challenge or what is standing as challenges to your student might not be within the four walls of the school, might be at home, might be in their community, and you may need to look into that as a school social worker. In addition to public and private schools, you may also find employment with a social service agency or residential treatment center. Your primary responsibilities may include assisting students to overcome issues that interfere with their learning and overall well-being. So like I said, what is interfering might not be within the four walls of the school, might be at home. I can remember when certain children were not doing well in the class, and my wife told me that she called the student and asked, "You have lost concentration. What is happening?" And the student told her that it is mommy and daddy, because mommy and daddy were always fighting. So when that boy was in the class and the teacher was teaching, the student's mind, I'm talking about primary school, his mind has traveled far, not within the school. But after the class, the student was called, and she needed to speak with the mother that what is happening in your house is actually affecting your child in school. You get it? And for parents who want something good for their children, definitely they will have to adjust. So it goes beyond the four walls of the school, like I said. If you're a school social worker, you may help students with various concerns, including teen pregnancy. Let's assume that you have teenagers who are pregnant. They may need somebody to reassure them that is not the end of life. And for you to relate with a teenager who is pregnant, you will need the support, the cooperation of her parent. You get it? You also need the cooperation of the school. She may not want to stay in the school, but at least you give her hope. Then not only that, you may also need to bring to book the person who impregnated her. You get it? She might have been raped. Even the person who impregnated her might even be somebody very close. Might be somebody who is very, very close. I've seen a child that was impregnated by her father. And after that, not only impregnated her, the child gave birth to a child. It was during my administration in the prison that I met the father. That was when I met the father. And when I was asking, we were asking them, how did you come here? What led to your incarceration? And the man told us what actually happened. And he also told us that once he left that prison, he was going to kill the child that the daughter gave birth to. You get it? So you may also need to come in, interview the child to know what actually happened, what transpired. It will not be the choice of such teenager to be pregnant. So you may need to, to get into that, to get to the root cause of that pregnancy. So we also talk about as a school social worker, you look into things, pregnancy, food insufficiency, and homelessness. You also look at the issue of truancy and school dropout. There are some students who, are often skipping school. Some of them will leave home and they will not get to school. And at the exact time when they are supposed to go back home, that's when they will get home. You may need to get into that when such is brought to your notice. So you get that. Then the next one is research. The issue of research is not only meant for this group of people that we said are social workers who specialize in research. Research is for all of us. Irrespective of your choice of concentration or specialization, because you need it even when you are doing your investigation to get to the root of the matter. You do the research, you go through, carry out research and come out with something good, with a good recommendation, conclusion, and what have you. Now we talk about research. If you are interested in pursuing an academic career path, you may consider engaging in social work research after you earn a relevant postgraduate degree. In this role, you may collect data about social work methods, interactions, and strategies, and use research-based knowledge to predict the effectiveness of various social work approaches. You can use this data, or you can use the data you collect to determine whether specific programs are making sustainable and positive social change, and make recommendations about ways to modify and improve them. What we call research simply means search again. That's the meaning of research. Research. That is, searching what has been searched before is what you are doing. Maybe as a result of an intervention in a particular community, maybe there was a problem in that community, and after an intervention, maybe by a donor organization, NGO, you may also want to see the effect of that intervention. So you can go into research, then you'll be looking at what was before the intervention and what is after the intervention. Then you make a conclusion to see if the intervention was, successful, if the intervention yielded the expected result. So you come out with your conclusion and recommendation. As a social work research professional, you may find employment with various organizations, including government agencies, universities and colleges. You may also find, employment with research foundation. Then we talk about healthcare. We have social workers who specialize in healthcare. Social workers who specialize in healthcare assist people as they handle the social and individual factors that contribute to their health and well-being. These professionals may work one-on-one with individuals, groups, and families to care for and support their mental and physical health requirements. Alternatively, they can also focus on planning, policy development, and administration of specialized healthcare. Specialized healthcare social work procedure and program. Healthcare social workers can perform a variety of professional duties, such as developing innovative research-based programs, providing social work services to community members, gathering data, and conducting research. All these are for health care social worker. Then we also have community organization and advocacy. Because they interact with and care for a variety of populations with varying levels of access to resources, social workers may specialize in advocacy with the goal of improving the rights of individuals and groups within their community. Like I said yesterday, advocacy is a powerful tool for all social workers. You must know either to advocate for or to advocate against. So here we are talking about community organization and advocacy. This person here or this social worker here is a community social worker and is using advocacy for the betterment of the people in such community. This role can include collaboration with affluent organizations and professionals to assist individuals who require emotional care, financial assistance, or medical support. To challenge inequality, social workers who specialize in community organization and advocacy may defend the rights of their clients, argue on behalf of a particular group or person in order to increase their access to resources and services, assist individuals as they handle the policies that are currently in place. Before I proceed, we have looked at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So before we get to developmental disabilities, is there anyone we didn't understand? Hello? Is there anyone we didn't understand?
No, sir.
Okay, fine.
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. So we can proceed. So we are with developmental disability. Developmental disability. Some social workers specialize in developmental help parents of children with developmental disabilities to know their legal right and the right of their children. Definitely, we know even United Nations talks about the right of people living with disabilities, PWD. That's what, how we call them, PWD, people living with disability. They have rights, like right of employment. I have seen people with disability who are doing wonderfully well. In fact, I saw one, I was shocked. We went for training in that Ministry for Gender and Youth Development, something like that. And this man was blind. He was using cane to walk. And I was told as of then that the man was assistant director. I was like, yes. In every disability, there is ability. He might be blind, but his brain is not blind. I've seen people who walk, who use crutches, and they are doing well. Even there was one I saw that he was using what was it called now? These automatic wheelchair. Nobody is pushing him. He's controlling him by himself. And he has his laptop on his lap and he was moving around doing his work. So we can advocate for such people. If you are in developmental disability, a social worker who specializes in developmental disability. Some social workers specialize in developmental disabilities and help parents of children with developmental disabilities know their legal rights and the rights of their children. These professionals typically provide parents with information and resources that can allow them to encourage their children to be as self-sufficient as possible. When we talk about resources, talked about where they can get assistance, talked about referral, talked about agencies that are supporting people living with some disability, which the parent might not be aware of. So they help the parent with information and resources that can allow them to encourage their children to be as self-sufficient as possible and receive the support they may require. Social workers with this concentration can create self-care methods and techniques to assist parents. They can help parents create support networks and groups for other members in similar situations. Encourage parents to reach out to extended family members to provide them with additional caretaking assistance. Then we can also have social workers who areas of concentration is on aging and elderly care. We can have them professionals, social workers who chose the area of aging and elderly care. Professionals in this field whose concentration is aging and elderly care provide older individuals with resources and services that may allow them to live as independently as possible and participate in their community. This can help older people live with dignity and may improve their quality of life. Social workers who specialize in aging may also protect elderly individuals from harm and injury. They may focus on a variety of older people's life, including social interaction and involvement with their community, economic and financial planning, mental and physical health, and well-being. Then we can have people in the area of criminal justice social work. Criminal justice social work. Social workers who specialize in criminal justice can play an important role in the legal system and corrections processes and provide support for people accused of crime and incarcerated individuals. They may also act as victims advocate and provide services and care for individuals affected by incarceration of their family members. Individuals may pursue this specialization if they are interested in a career in law enforcement, but have no desire to police, but have no desire in the police or to police their community. They don't have desire to police their community or practice law. Common roles for these professionals can include 1, criminal justice and probation social worker, juvenile probation counselor, forensic social worker. That is those who are in criminal justice social work. Then the next one is clinical social work. Clinical social workers provide members of their community with mental health services. You know, that is the area of clinical is different from health social worker or medical social worker. So the major concentration of clinical social worker is the area of mental health. Mental health. These professionals provide direct care for individuals, groups, and families, and may be the only asset that community members have to mental health services. If they live and work in a rural area, they typically work in private practices, either alone or with other mental health professionals, and assist clients who may handle a variety of disorders, including depression, anxiety, and domestic or relationship challenges. Clinical social workers may qualify for several roles, such as behavioral health counselor, mental health social worker, licensed clinical social worker. Then the next one is international social work. International social work. If you specialize in international social work, you may provide services and resources for refugees, immigrants. If you look at the topic for this year International Social Work Conference, C-ISOWN conference, is centered on immigration. So international social workers can, provide services and resources for refugees, immigrants, and international health and community organizations. You may work with groups or individuals and assist them as they navigate membership of new communities, learn new languages, and adjust to their surroundings. One of your primary goals is to help people gain and maintain independence and become self-sufficient to improve their quality of life. You may focus on community building by providing others with religious, social, and institutional connection. With this specialization, you may be qualified for the following position. You can be immigration social worker, equality and social justice social worker, community outreach social worker. Another area of specialization here is policy and planning. Policy and planning. Social workers who concentrate on policy and planning may influence the improvement or solution of a specific social issue and may use their position to influence others regarding this social change. They may highlight serious issues that impact many people within their state or the nation, including racism, homelessness, and violence. All these have to do with policy makers. It is not what an individual will have to say or we have to do. So with that, you can see that social workers in this area working towards policy changing or changes. Like we said yesterday, can somebody quickly remind us, those who are working in this area of policy and planning, which level of social work do they belong to? We talked about 3 levels of social work yesterday. Can somebody remind us? Which level? You said what?
Macro level.
They belong to macro level. Thank you very much. They belong to macro level. When you talk about policy, they belong to macro level. Thanks. Thank you so much. Macro, yes. These professionals can have various responsibilities. I've not gotten there. Where am I now? They may highlight very serious issues that impact many people within their state or the nation, including racism, homelessness, poverty, and violence, to create sustainable and substantial change. They may collaborate with lawmakers, policymakers, and members of the media. These professionals can have various responsibilities and tasks, including recognizing social issues that impact others, conducting research and studying individuals' requirements, creating legislation proposal. They can sponsor bill, and give it to members of the House to sponsor the bill for them as people around them are being affected. Then the next one is administration and management. If you specialize in social work, administration, and management, you may hold a managerial position for a social work institution or other organization that supports and empowers employees. If you work for a corporation, It may be your responsibility to ensure that the business acts according to its values and mission and provides adequate compensation and benefit for its staff. You can work in both private and public professional environment and assist individuals or groups in healthcare clinics, hospitals, and community-based agencies. As a social worker with a specialization in administration and management, you may qualify for the position of program director, social service manager, director of social services. They want to look at occupation and employee assistance social work, EAP, employment assistance professional. Specializing in occupation and employee assistance social work may involve assisting an organization as it alters its operational structure and strategies to increase productivity or improve employee creativity and satisfaction. We are talking about an employee assistance program, EAP, as you are trying to encourage the employee to put in their best. You are also working with the employer to also reward the employee accordingly. As such social worker, you are not to take side with either of the two. It is more of industrial social worker. You are there for the betterment of the two, the employee and employer. So you are there to encourage the employee to give their best, as well as encouraging the employer to make the employee happy, to improve employee creativity and satisfaction. Both sides need satisfaction. If the employee is giving the employer satisfaction, it is needful for the employer to also give the employee satisfaction. With this social work concentration, you may provide services for a company's employees who have social, health, and family issues. You can also support and counsel members of an organizational union and manage the mental health services for a company. You may be responsible for providing services related to single parenting, substance use, and vocational rehabilitation challenges. Consider pursuing the following roles: EAP, Employers Assistance Program. So you can have EAP Managerial Consultant, EAP Licensed Clinical Social Worker, EAP Counselor, that is Employee Assistance Program Consultant, Managerial Consultant, Licensed Clinical Social Worker, and Counselor. Then we can also have people with specialty in mental health and substance abuse. Mental health and substance abuse. Social workers who specialize in mental health and substance abuse provide assistance and resources for individuals to help them recover from substance abuse. This aspect of social work also includes the involvement of a client family and other members of their community to address substance abuse and addiction. This means that they may address cultural norms and attitude, support system. You may be wondering, how can they work with the community? The community can put in a law to stop sales of drugs in the environment. They can put up a sanction for both sellers and users of drugs. So with this, the community can help. Then the family as well can also help. Because you as a social worker, you are not going to stay with them forever. You render your service and you go to your house to also sleep and fix a date for when you are going to see your clients again. But the people who are always with them are the family members and the community. So as a mental health and substance abuse social worker, you need to work with the family and other members of their community to address substance abuse and addiction. This means that they may address cultural norms and attitudes, support system within their neighborhood or family, and local policies to assist groups struggling with these behaviors. Social workers who concentrate on treating tobacco, alcohol, and drug addiction may handle the following responsibilities. 1, advocating for housing and employment opportunity. Providing individual and group therapy. Number 3, focusing on community resource development. That is when you see yourself as a mental health and substance abuse social worker. They want to look at tips for choosing a social work specialization. Please give me 2 minutes. I'll be with you. Okay, sorry. I just attended to something. So we are talking about tips for choosing a social work specialization. Here are some tips that may help you choose an area of specialization in social work. The first thing you need to look at is consider what you are passionate about. Consider what you are passionate about. If you follow your interest and consider what you are passionate about when selecting a social work specialization, performing your role with pride and enthusiasm can help you have a greater impact on your community and contribute positively to the lives of others. That is, if you consider what you are passionate about. There are some people, they love relating with older people. So you'll not be surprised when you see them focusing on gerontology. They tell you they want to specialize in gerontology. And that is talking about relating with people, aged people. The another thing is focus on community requirement. What are the things that your community are in need of? You know, you may be in a particular area and the major challenge in that area is children. Talking about school social workers. You get it? So you may be interested in that. So you focus on community requirement. One way to find an area of specialization is to recognize how your role as a social worker may address the specific requirements of your community and evaluate what requirements this may be. For example, if there are many elderly people who may benefit from social work service, you may consider focusing on this topic. You may then focus on that area of specialization, gerontology, social work with elderly people. Another thing you need to consider is contact other professionals in your field. No matter which field you want to choose, there are people who have gone ahead of you. There are people who have gone ahead of you. So you may need to contact them to get idea from them. I'm considering this area. What do you think it entails? And they will also help you. We are talking about tips for choosing a social work specialization. We said considering what you are passionate about, focus on community requirements, what is lacking in your community, then contact other professionals in your field. They want to look at benefits of becoming a social worker. Remember, the title of this course is Knowledge, Skills, and Knowledge, Understanding, and Skills in Social Work. So what are the benefits that come with being a social worker? If you are interested in helping others and locating resources to better the lives of community members, you may thrive in social work, or you may thrive in a social worker role. These professionals assess the daily challenges of certain individuals and find ways to help them overcome these obstacles to live a better, healthier lifestyle. Serving as a full-time social worker can be a rewarding and fulfilling career that allows you to make a positive impact on the community. In this section, what a social worker is, what they do, and common social worker benefits are considered. A social worker collaborates closely with clients to help them handle and overcome certain challenges like abuse, mental health issues, substance abuse, or neglect. They typically serve the community by assessing different cases and finding solutions to resolve each one. Social workers often gather relevant information about each case, perform crisis intervention, and refer claims to their proper services and agencies that can provide the right assistance needed. Those who receive the necessary training and qualifications may perform as clinical social workers, offering treatment and diagnosis to patients undergoing certain mental health conditions. The field of social work can often be a rewarding role that offers positive results for the hard work put into it. Common benefits of serving in social worker role include increase in job growth. Increase in job growth. The job demand for social workers should increase by 13% over the next decade. Because you could see, even within our country, Nigeria, the need of social workers is on the increase. Somebody came to my office and said, okay, he would like his wife to pursue degree. The wife just finished PGD, postgraduate diploma in social work. And he said he would like his wife to also pursue master degree. And hopefully that he will also want her to do PhD in social work. And what the wife passion centered on is gerontology, and was like, he want them to have old people's home, private old people's home. Maybe wondering how many of that do we have in Nigeria, in the entire Nigeria? And that is what we are seeing, because as a result of modernization, as a result of what's it called now? Everyone, both the husband and wife, involving in economic activities. As a result of what do we call it now? Well, like I said, modernization, unlike what it used to be in the olden days, when the wives are always were left at home and the man is only one working. The wives were expected to take care of the children and to take care of the older members of the family. But now the man, the salary the man is earning, or the work the man alone is earning, cannot take care of the family. And also looking at the breakdown in the traditional extended family structure to that of nuclear family. So majority of things that grandparents, aunties were doing have been handled by institutions, have been handled by schools, have been handled by nannies, and that, puts more pressure on families. So even if they have aged people living with them, many a times in a week, they may not even see each other in that 1 week, because by 6, by 5:30, they've left home. Before they will come back at night, the old woman has slept. You get it? So they put the aged people in old people's home, and maybe weekend, when they are coming from office on Friday, they just branch there, carry the old people, the grandparents, take them home. They will spend the weekend with them. Then on Monday morning, when they are going back to their offices, husband and wife, they will also drop them there. So these are issues. And if you see, these are the area that is lacking or are lacking in your community, you can as well, go into that. So you can see that this will lead to increase in job growth, increase in job demand. The job demand for social workers should increase by 13%. By 13% over the next decade, according to United States Bureau of Labor Statistics, which is faster than the average of other occupations. There are many communities that need additional social workers to represent their individuals. Many organizations offer a wide variety of different roles that you can pursue as a social worker, meaning there is a chance you can find available opportunity as a social worker role in the location, specialty, and organization of your choice. Another thing is work in a wide range of environment. If you're a social worker, you can work in a wide variety of environment. Since there are various types of social workers roles you can pursue, many of these jobs can take place in the environment of your choice. You could work in hospitals, in schools, government entities, advocacy agencies, non-profit and health centers. These opportunities also allow you to select a specialty that you excel in and enjoy, making you more excited and passionate about the role. You can work in specialties like policy development, direct client care, advocacy, or grants writing. Having different tasks and location can make the job more exciting as you spend time in different work environments, completing a wide variety of responsibilities. Like we see in hospitals, nurses are being transferred to different departments. Today, you may see them in orthopedic. Maybe in the next 6 months, they've transferred them to neuropsychiatric department. Maybe after that, they see them, by the time that person is leaving the environment, you will have gained experiences from different area of treatment as a nurse. So with this now, you might have worked in different areas and you have experience in handling people of different issues. Another one is advance in the field. The social work field typically offers several opportunities to develop your skill set, enhance your education, and advance in your role. Improving your education and experience can grant you opportunities to move up in the field, to complete more advanced tasks, and take larger decisions that positively impact different communities. This is telling you that you should not just rest on your work by saying, okay, at least I have a BSc. Oh, okay, at least I am what's it called now? I'm an auxiliary social worker. At least there's a social worker after my name. No, you don't rest, you advance. And as you keep advancing, you will see yourself handling bigger responsibilities. You see yourself handling bigger issue in decision-making, supervisory position. If you earn your Master of Social Work degree, you can qualify for more supervisory positions that allows you to lead teams, build public policies, and establish social programs to improve the lives of community members. Then the next one is make positive impact. Make positive impact. Completing the responsibility of a social worker allow you to solve individuals' problems and find ways to prevent future challenges from recurring. This is an effective way to create a positive impact and make the community you represent a better place for all residents to live. Since social work takes several hours, weeks, or months of effort to complete certain projects, you can watch them come to fruition and create change that impact the community long term. This allows you to feel a sense of purpose and fulfillment, knowing you are helping others and inspiring change. That is making positive impact. Then another one is earn a strong salary. Earn a strong salary. You understand? A social worker earns a national average salary of 60,060 per annum. That is average. We have people who earn $90,000, $120,000 per annum. But the social workers earn a national average salary of $60,060 per annum. So you can imagine what that is. If it is in Naira, you can multiply that by 1,500 and you see what you are earning. That's average salary. By the time you proceed to your master's, you earn more than that and you handle bigger responsibilities. This is typically a stable salary that has the potential to grow as you pursue more advancement opportunities. The amount you earn can also vary depending on the size, type, and location of the organization that hires you. You also have the potential to earn more in this role if you receive advanced education. You can see if you are working with a master's degree, if you are working with your PhD, you know what you'll be earning, which can qualify you to complete more high-level and important responsibilities with more qualifications you have. Then again, you'll be able to complete diverse responsibilities. Complete diverse responsibilities. There are typically many instances throughout the role where you can complete a wide variety of tasks. This can be beneficial for people who enjoy conducting different tasks each day and prefer to stay away from an ongoing, constant work routine. You might spend you might spend some time, some shifts at counseling section, while you may spend others investigating claims. This can be a highly enjoyable role for you if you prefer to complete different tasks and embrace new experiences while on the job each day, just for you to have knowledge of different aspects of the work. As a counselor, you can investigate, you can be part of people investigating claim, you can join the counseling section, and that we have a robust understanding of everything that is going on in your place of work. What does a social worker do? What do they do? Social workers are professionals who offer support, help, and resources to clients experiencing mental, emotional, and behavioral disorder. Some of them may work for a wide variety of individuals and communities, while others specialize in offering support to certain groups like adults, families, or children. Most of the employers assign cases according to their social work qualifications, specialties, and interests. Apart from you being a generalist, your area of specialization will determine the kind of cases that you will be asked to handle. Most of their employers assign cases according to social workers' qualifications, specialties, and interests. There are also social workers who focus on advocacy efforts by collaborating with community organizations, policymakers, or other groups to develop and implement programs that raise awareness and find support for common issues. For common issues community members experience. Common job duties of a social worker include: 1, answering questions and offering assistance regarding different cases via email or phone call. Performing assessments on clients to determine their needs and goals, to help them develop, improve, and overcome certain obstacles. Another one is locating public assistance resources to help clients receive the support needed. Conducting crisis intervention methods for clients undergoing emergency situation. Providing references to treatment centers and therapy classes as needed. Acting as an advocate for community members who need access or financial support to unavailable resources. Making sure all records and case files closely follow all local, state, and federal regulation, procedures, and policies. You don't do anything outside the state policies. And as we know that ignorance is not an excuse. If you change location, for example, you move from Nigeria to another country, you must understand what is obtainable in such place. You can't use the standard of Nigeria or what Nigerian government has approved to operate in that country. You must know what is obtainable there and what is expected of you as a social worker. Collaborating closely with outpatient providers to coordinate treatment plans and remain updated on clients' progress at all times. So these are few of what social workers do. Just few of them, but majority of what we do are embedded in these. They'll talk about essential skills and traits for social workers. Although we have looked at them before now, we've talked about empathy, communication, organization, critical thinking, active listening, self-care, cultural competence. We've looked at all these: patience, professional commitment, advocacy. So we don't need to look at that again. So we look at what is social work theory. Remember, what we are doing in this course is to give us summary of everything that is expected of a social worker. Talk about the knowledge, talk about the understanding, talk about the skills. And I want to tell you that you also need the theory to understand. For example, when you see a lawyer in a court and is trying to prove a case to the judge, he will begin to cite cases according to 19 subsection, blah, blah, blah. He's trying to give his case a strong backup. Same thing is what theory does when you are working as a social worker. It gives you more explanation and it gives you strong support, it gives your argument strong backup. For example, somebody who is talking about inequality among genders, and the person can just speak theory of what is it called now? Theory of what is this theory of? Feminism theory, because that talks about the disparity between the two genders. So you can use that to give strong, strength to your argument. Whichever you want to use it, mostly it is for the females that believe that the males are the causes of the problem or the challenges that are going through in the society. Although we have different classes of feminists. You have the black feminists, you have the what's it called now? Marxist feminists, you have different feminists, you have you have the radical feminists. The radical feminists believe that we should just eradicate everything that is called patriarchy. Because talking about patriarchy, that is what gives power. He's talking about power. Patriarchy, matriarchy. He's talking about power. When you talk about matrilineal, you're talking about lineage. Matrilineal, where you trace your lineage. So when you are practicing matrilineal in the society, it means that that child is tracing a lineage to a mother. That is matrilineal. And that is why somebody like Jerry Rawlings was able to be the president of Ghana, because the mother belonged to the Ashanti in Ghana. The father was not an African. I think maybe from Sweden or somewhere. That's where the father belonged to. But because the mother was a Ghanaian and she was from the Ashanti, so he was able to contest and rule Ghana, I think, for 8 years or thereabout. That is Rawlings, Jerry Rawlings. So you have different theories that can give your argument strength. So that is what theory does in virtually every discipline. If you are talking about the employee and employers, you can just employ the theory of capitalism or the Marxist theory. When Karl Marx was telling us that the bourgeoisie and the proletariat are they are always in conflict. And that is why that theory is called conflict theory. That the employer will not pay their employee any salary that will liberate them from poverty. That no matter what you are earning as an employee, it cannot be compared to what you are contributing to that organization. And the kind of money you are being paid is just to keep you alive. So you can look at the conflict between the employee and the employer. So you can employ that conflict theory, or what we call Marxism, to give argument to such, to give support to such argument. So let's look at what is social work theory. Social work theory refers to various systems created to help understand and explain human behavior. They were developed over time, incorporating. Oh my God. Social work theory refers to various systems created to help understand and explain human behavior. They were developed over time, incorporating knowledge from professionals within a variety of disciplines, including psychology and sociology. These were two courses, the foremost courses that social work, borrowed their theories, and we are using them in social work from sociology and from psychology. Then also, additional contributions to social work theories and models come from other fields, such as psychoanalysis, economics, and philosophy. Social work theories provide social workers with unified method for understanding and describing the motivations, impulses, personalities, and forces that affect how a person behaves. You can see when somebody is behaving in a particular way, okay, we can use this theory to explain. When we talk about psychoanalysis, we talk about Sigmund Freud, we talk about id, ego, and superego. You understand? This talks about behavioral psychology. And these are theories of behavioral psychology, why people are behaving the way they are behaving. Then we are talking about development. You also have psychology of development, that from this particular age to this particular age, these are the way people develop. These are the behavior you should expect. If you look at the teenagers, if you look at the toddlers, they behave different ways. So we talk about psychology of development. You pick theory from there to give you explanation. You pick theory from there to give your explanation. So it says social work theories provide social workers with unified method. That is, everybody using the same thing, the same theory that we have agreed on, unified method for understanding and describing the motivations, impulses, personalities, and forces that affect how a person behaves. The theories are based on research and observation and are supported by scientific evidence. They've been tested and trusted, and we arrive at that. By applying social work theories and perspective to their work, social work professionals may help clients overcome challenges and improve the quality of their life. Then the question says, why is theory important in social work? Why is theory important in social work? Social work theories help social workers analyze cases, understand clients, create interventions, predict intervention results, and evaluate outcomes. Social work theories help social workers analyze cases, understand clients, create interventions, predict intervention results, and evaluate outcomes. Why the theories are constantly evolving as new evidence is produced. That is why we found ourselves where we are today in terms of theory. When you are forming theory, that is what we call thesis, there's what we call antithesis, and there's what we call synthesis. There's what we call thesis, there's what we call antithesis, and there's what we call synthesis. Thesis talks about the existing theory. That is thesis. But because for the fact that somebody has come up with a theory, then other people are working on that theory to identify if there's any lacuna, if there's any gap within that theory. By the time they start working on your theory, and they now discover a lacuna, that becomes antithesis. That means they've gotten something, they've seen a loophole, a lacuna, a gap in that existing theory. So that brings them to what they call antithesis. Something against antithesis, that is against. So they will not only stop there, they will now want to fill that gap, and for them to fill that gap, they will come up with another theory that will fix the gap which they identify in the existing theory. So by formulating another theory, that is what we call synthesis.
Yes.
So from thesis to antithesis to what we call synthesis. So that synthesis become another theory, and that theory become another thesis. And that is why you've been seeing, for example, we have theory of modernization, we have theory of development, we have postmodernist theory. After modern theory, we have postmodernist theory. You get it? So there are people working over theories that are in place in order to see if there are lacuna, if there are gaps in such theories, and they will come up with something different. So here we said, why is theory important in social work? Social work theories help social workers analyze cases, understand claims, create interventions, predict interventions result, and evaluate outcome. Why the theories are constantly evolving, they are changing as new evidence is produced, referencing social work theories that have been used over time, enable social workers to explore causes of behavior and identify potential solutions. A crucial objective of learning social work theories is to train and encourage social workers to set aside personal assumptions and belief when engaging in social work practice. Like I told us yesterday, that you need to set aside your prejudice, your belief, and when you pick on any theory, it is scientific in the sense that it is without any prejudice. It was scientifically done, and it was without any prejudice or any individual value attached to it. So using social work theories will help you to undo every work without personal assumption, without personal beliefs, when engaging in social work practice. Social workers should use evidence-based theories to investigate issues and drive their decision making. Before we proceed, before we continue with applying social work theories to practice, I don't know if anybody has any questions to ask before we proceed. Anybody?
Hello, sir.
Hello, yes, I'm hearing you.
Yes,
Yeah, you can't.
Yes.
Okay.
Please dwell more on this thesis, antithesis, and synthesis that you just finished. I didn't really get it well.
Well, okay. I said something here that theories are always evolving. They're always changing. And this is because new evidences are coming up, or new evidence are coming up, on regular basis. So I was like, if there's any theory that has existed for a very long time, that theory, without any lacuna discovered in it, remain a thesis. It is a thesis. But once a lacuna has been identified in it, what comes after it is to bring out the lacuna, and that makes that antithesis, something against the existing thesis. You know what you say, anti? So we have antithesis to that existing thesis. And the person who has identified that lacuna will not just stop there. He must definitely provide a solution to that lacuna, to that gap that was identified in existing theory. And that is what we call synthesis. The new theory that was identified, or that was created from that lacuna that was created, that was identified in existing theory, is what we now refer to as what? Synthesis. It becomes synthesis, new thesis, if you want to call it that way. New theory, synthesis. And once it has become a new theory, that means that theory is now occupying another thesis. It's now another thesis. It continues on and on like that. It's like a what do we call it now? A cycle.
Research.
A cycle. It continues like that. You come up with a theory. Another person saw a lacuna in your theory. That becomes an antithesis. He come up with his own theory. His own theory become a thesis. Another person saw another lacuna in that his own theory, and that become a synthesis, antithesis. He will come up with another theory that makes it synthesis. Do you get it? It continues and on like that. Have I been able to answer your question, my speaker?
Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. Then Mr. Yusuf Kende or Mrs. I don't know what you are.
Mrs. Obìnrin ni o. Good
Okay.
afternoon, sir.
Customer.
Good evening, sir. Yes, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
Please, well done, sir. I'm really enjoying the lecture, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
But I want to let you know that this note you are using is different from the one we downloaded on the platform.
Somebody said it yesterday.
Aha, please.
Why are you pleasing me?
So that you can send it to us.
I said something yesterday that I don't like releasing my notes at the beginning of my class. Why? Because I know students very well, even in the university where we work. Once you give them material like this, you know that your class will shrink. And I know mommies and daddy in this class can do the same thing. Because it has given us the material. Can you start speaking your mind? But now,
No,
because
you don't,
because you don't have the material, now you can see everybody here. Everybody here. Don't worry, I will surely send it to you. But let me just enjoy myself first before you enjoy yourself.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, no wala. Eyoko go goodness, I guess. You raise up your hand.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Oh, thank God there is a man in this class. Hallelujah.
Please, I don't know if you would like me to take you back a bit.
Okay.
The angle you talked about, the different areas of specialization in social work.
Okay.
How do you think that the profession is indeed multifaceted, and the various areas of specialization, most of them have similar rules and responsibilities, but I have a concern
Please,
on
let's
the
mute our mic. Okay, I'm hearing you. Thank
Please,
you.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Specifically, the area I have concern for more clarity is on the mental health and substance abuse social workers and clinical social workers, all right?
Yes,
Have you
sir.
seen that the clinical social worker also addresses mental health related issues? Same with those that specialize in mental health and substance abuse. So please, can you just give a distinction, or can you distinguish what is the key difference?
Well, I did that yesterday, knowing fully well that people will want to ask, but you are asking now again, I will do the same. When you look at clinical social worker, and you look at substance abuse social worker, one, the clinical social worker focuses more in areas like psychiatric hospitals, people with mental issue. You get it? People with, we have different mental cases, not only as a result of, we have different, mental issues. So that is where clinical social workers function mostly. But when you look at people with substance abuse, you can see somebody in a clinical social worker, his clinical social work can function. But the major focus of substance abuse social worker is on those who are with substance abuse. We can have some of them even in the psychiatric hospital as a result of substance abuse. You get it? But it is not everybody who is in the psychiatric hospital came there as a result of substance abuse. Okay, you have people with autism. Do you know what autism is, sir?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, that's where you see a clinical social worker. That person is not in that facility because of substance abuse. that one is genetical issue. He was born with it or she was born with it. You get it? So you see, most of the people working with them are clinical social workers. But when it comes to substance abuse, you can have social workers, people with substance abuse, you talk about rehabilitation, you talk about reintegration. People with substance abuse, you need to rehabilitate them so that, they stop taking whatever they are taking. And after that, you try to take away, I mentioned something like that, that it is even beyond the individual, that you can even extend that to the community, that the community can place a ban on substance, the sales and the use of, I mentioned that this afternoon, that the community can place a ban. That is where people with substance abuse social worker can go to that length, even not only the facilities of psychiatric hospital or home. They can even collaborate with the family and collaborate even with the community to discourage and to place what we call sanction on anyone that is found in the society or things like that. At times they have different celebration in the society, in the community, and that we encourage people coming in. They can say anyone found with such, this and this will happen to the person. So it is not only the mental issue that the clinical or the mental social workers are dealing with. They are dealing with people who are, who are abusing drugs. So you can see the difference, although they have some similarity. But okay, somebody with depression, you see a clinical social worker. Because that one is natural, it's not induced by drinking or by smoking or by taking some substances. So that is the difference between clinical social worker and substance abuse social worker. I don't know if I've been able to do something on that. Mr. Yoko Godwin, goodness. Hello, sir. Hello. Mr. Goodness.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, good news, not goodness. It's good news.
Good news. Yes, sir.
Okay.
I really appreciate. I've got a very satisfactory answer from you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Yeah. Okay, where am I now? I think we have to look at what the social workers do. Is that where we are?
Excuse me, sir. Excuse, sir.
Okay, I'm hearing
I have
you,
something.
Mrs. Olaya.
Yes, I have something to say. Yes, this is
Okay,
about thesis, antithesis, and synthesis.
Okay, ma'am.
So what I have to say now is that a theory that may not work out for someone, or a researcher, a social worker who is a researcher, a theory might not work out on one client, and it's working out on another client. That theory, that person that discovered lacuna in the theory that is using, how can it be established? Though, when he finds out the lacuna, he brings out another theory, which is synthesis.
Yes, ma'am.
How will it be fully established now that theory is not working for his client? So it's
No. For
the
fact that a theory, ma'am, for the fact that a theory does not work for a particular client does not mean that there is a lacuna in it. Does not mean there is a lacuna in it. You get it?
Okay.
That is not it. That is why you talk about multiple theories. Even in working with a single client.
Okay.
We are still going to look at some examples of theories and models, because there is difference between theories and models. Theories are abstract, while models are practical steps to take with your client for them to, you get it, we are still going to look at them. So for the fact that a particular theory does not work with the client, that doesn't mean there is a lacuna in it. That's not what we are saying. Only that theory does not work. That's why you need to employ multiple theories to see the one that we conveniently fit in and solve the problem of your client.
Okay.
Is that okay,
the second question, thank you. Yes, I'm okay with that. The second question is that in the process of solving a client's problem,
Yes,
like the clinical social worker.
Yes,
the clinical social worker finds out that even despite the fact that he's trying to solve the health problems, there could be possibility for a referral to the mental home.
Definitely. You are not a medical doctor. By the time you begin to deal with your client, you will know the next point of action to take. In fact, single-handedly, a social worker cannot handle issues like that, issue of that magnitude. Because it all depends on the level at which the social worker was invited in. For example, somebody with substance abuse. Maybe the person has just started. You get it? But if the person has gone deep into it, it is not what a social worker can single-handedly handle. You will have to work, like yesterday I made mention of it, that there could be a reason for you as a social worker to collaborate with other agencies. As a social worker, you may need to work with a medical doctor, you may need to work, for example, I made mention of a case of rape. You know, you may need a doctor to confirm if that rape was actually carried out. You may need the work of a policeman to carry out the arrest. You are not a policeman. You are not a law enforcement agent. If you try to carry out arrest, they will beat you blue-black. You get it? You must know when to do your referral. That's the point I made yesterday.
Okay, sir.
Is that okay, ma'am? Thank you very much.
It's okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Can we proceed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much.
We can.
So we move to what does a social worker do? I think I've not done this. Okay, no problem. What is it? Please, I'm coming. Please, can you see my slide? Are you still seeing my slide?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you very much.
We can see,
sir.
Okay, Adoga.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma. Yes, sir. I'm so sorry. Along the line, my network disconnected me.
My God.
So
where were you
that
disconnected?
I came in when the lady that just asked the question did, and she was talking about something like synthesis, antithesis, or something. I don't know if you can clarify a little. I'm so sorry taking you back. I'm so sorry, sir.
No, the issue of, we just started talking about theories. And we also mentioned that theories are evolving. You will hear one theory today, and you will hear another explanation of that theory regarding what that previous theory was trying to explain. They will try to, for example, we have a conflict theory, which was based on the conflict between the bourgeoisie and the proletariat, that is the have and the have not, that is the upper class and the lower class. That is what Karl Marx said, that the reason for that conflict is because the rich in the society don't want the poor to come up to become rich. So what they pay them is something that will just keep them alive to be working for them. See the same story of poverty and the rich people in the society. And somebody else came up with a theory that is what we call, what was it called? I'm coming, please wait. According to Max Weber, the first one is according to Karl Marx, and Max Weber was also talking about that what actually led to the capitalism in the society is what he called Protestant ethics and the spirit of capitalism. That was the way Max Weber explained the issue of capitalism in the society. He said it was because of a religion. What led to capitalism in the society was religion, meaning that there is a Calvinist religion, Calvinism, as a result of Calvinism. And that religion believed that it's talking about God's elect. Then the only way you can be sure that you are God's elect is for you to be financially buoyant, to be wealthy. And he said in that religion, members of that Calvinism, they started living a life of, how will I put it down? They cut down on their expenses. They were not living a flamboyant life. Instead of them to live a flamboyant life, they kept on reinvesting their profit. They kept on reinvesting their profits. And this reinvestment of their profit made them capitalists. We can see two different arguments on the same issue of capitalism. Karl Marx was telling us that what led to capitalism was a result of the rich in the society reinvesting the excess profit. His own argument is excess profit made from the work of the proletariat, made from the work of the poor people, because they are underpaying them. So they are reinvesting the excesses. That is what led to capitalism. That's according to Karl Marx. But if you look at what Max Weber was saying, Max Weber was telling us it was a religion that led to that. You can see two different arguments pointing towards the same thing. So it all depends on what you want to say. If you are looking at the benefit of religion and you want to look for a theory that will support your argument, you look at capitalism not according to Karl Marx, but look at capitalism according to Max Weber. You get it? So if, let's say, okay, what came first was Karl Marx's argument that was as a result of the bourgeoisie underpaying the proletariat. You get it? Now,
yes.
When we see the argument of Max Weber as a counter to what Karl Marx said, and that will become a synthesis. He has identified a lacuna in what Karl Marx said. Karl Marx said it was because the bourgeoisie were underpaying the proletariat. But Max Weber said, no, that is not true. What actually brought about capitalism is a religion called Calvinism. So what Max Weber is bringing up, what he called Protestant ethics and the spirit of capitalism, is another theory. So that can serve as synthesis to what conflict theory which Karl Marx gave to us. Do we understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we can proceed, Shay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
No one, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here to attend to everyone. So here we are looking at what does a social worker do. Now, I think we have done this. Now we've gone beyond it. Essentials. I think we've gone beyond this now. Yeah, we've gone beyond this. Okay. We have explained this before, the issue of patients. So we are on theory. Then what is theory? Why is theory important? We've talked about that too. I think we have to start with applying social work theory in practice. I think that's where we have to continue from. Please let me get this confirmation. Are we to continue from here?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So social work theory provides a starting point for social worker to address claims problem through a research-based lens. Already you have the idea, you have the knowledge of all these theories. So it has already provided for you a starting point. As your client begins to explain to you what he or she is going through, you know which theory to pick from your arsenal. Okay, this is what this person is going through. Okay, this should be responsible for this and that. You get it? So the theory is there for you, to attend. It's there as a research-based lens for you to see clearly, for you to know what to do, for you to know what kind of intervention to consider for your client. The theories help social workers better understand complex human behaviors and social environment. It helps them to understand complex social behavior or human behaviors and social environment, which influence their clients' lives and the challenges they face. It helps them to understand. It gives them understanding, of the challenges which their clients are facing. That is what theory does. A good grasp of theory that is backed by research-based scientific evidence helps guide social workers by providing them with a sense of direction and purpose. You will know which direction to go as a social worker because of your knowledge of theory. One challenge when applying social work theories to practice is choosing the right theory for the situation. Like somebody asked the other time, that why is one theory working for this and it's not working for that? Maybe you have not chosen the right theory. Maybe you did not choose the right theory. And that is what we are saying here. That one challenge when applying social work theories to practice is choosing the right theory for the situation. It can be difficult to assign a single theory to a complex client issues. Often, it is more practical to draw upon the knowledge of multiple theories. I hope you can hear that, which is what I said, that you cannot just dwell on a single theory. You apply multiple theories and use that understanding to design multifaceted investigation.
Okay,
now
sir.
we are looking at, you see now, list of social work theories. We are just going to look at few of them. Social work is referred to as a helping profession, and as one of the main focuses is improving clients' well-being. There is also an aspect of social justice in social work, given that this field often specializes in helping people who are vulnerable or oppressed. There are multiple social work theories of human behavior that professionals can apply in their daily work. Some common social work theories in use today include the following. There's what we call social learning theory. There's what we call system theory. There's what we call psychosocial developmental theory or development theory. There's what we call psychodynamic theory. There is social exchange theory. There is rational choice theory. At least if you can talk on 3 of them before the time expires, that would be nice. At least I'm glad this is page 23. We stopped at page 12 yesterday. So if you can cover another 12 pages today, that would be nice. So we said social learning theory, the first one. This concept revolves around the idea that people learn by observing and repeating the behavior they see around them. Mommy's in the house. You must have seen your baby girl when you are away, you are in the kitchen. She will carry your makeup pack and pour your powder on the table, on the floor, and she will pick your makeup and begin to turn herself to mascara. Has it happened before? Can I see? Has it happened before?
Yes, sir.
It's because that
Yes,
child
sir.
has seen, that child has
Yes,
seen you doing it before. That is social learning theory. So if you want to give explanation about what happened to that girl or about what happened to that boy, somebody was telling us yesterday that because the child always see the mother beating, the father beating the mother, and he comes to church bullying other children. Madam, you are talking about social learning theory. The social learning theory, also called social cognitive theory, came from psychologists called Albert Bandura, who demonstrated that children can learn behaviors they see modeled by adults. For social learning to take place, some conditions need to be met. A child must see the action, want to emulate it, remember it, and have a similar opportunity to act out the behavior. Do we understand these short notes on social learning theory?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Okay. We move straight to the next one, which is called system theory. System theory. System theory looks at complex systems that influence human behavior. System theory looks at complex systems that influence human behavior. The idea that no single force completely encompasses or explains human behavior. That is why he talk about systems. And every individual is a member of systems. Every individual is what? Is a member of systems. You belong to your place of work, is a system. You belong to a family, is a system. You belong to a church, is a system. You belong to a community, what do they call these things there? These are our town association, is a system. So you have complex of systems influencing your behavior as an individual. So if you are using this theory as a social worker, you may need to establish the relationship of your client with all these systems. You may need to look at that. You may need to look at all the system your spouse belongs to and see what they are doing in that system. Maybe the church, maybe the professional body. You may need to look at the systems that everybody belongs to for you to know the right intervention. System theories look at complex systems that influence human behavior. The idea is that no single force completely encompasses or explains human behavior. Instead, individuals are influenced by multiple factors that work together. System theories consider factors like family and social interactions, religious and cultural influences, and economic forces. Within systems theory, individual problems are often addressed collectively because of the interconnected nature of the theory. You may see this type of social work theory used in the treatment of eating disorder, depression, or similar struggles. Because one system cannot fully give you the explanation of what the person is going through. So that talks about system theory. Do we understand that, please? Oh my God.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. So the third one here is psychosocial development theory. Psychosocial development theory. This is according to Erik Erikson. It's all about different stages of development and what happened at these stages. It talks about, okay, let's look at it. The psychosocial development theory is talking about different levels of development. And this continues from age 0 till after 70. The last stage is 65 and above. That's the last stage. You get it? The psychosocial development theory is based on psychologist Erik Erikson's idea that individual moves through 8 different stages of psychosocial development in their life. According to this theory, taking from infancy through maturity include the following. There is a stage of trust and mistrust. And this is from age 0 to about, is it 3 months or 2 years now? If that child, that is where the child is going to learn about trust or mistrust. Then another age is between that 3 to 6. Talks about autonomy and shame and doubt. This is when the child beginning to do something, if that child is not encouraged, that child will lose boldness in doing things. Instead of that child gaining boldness, what that child will resort to is shame and doubt. That child will no longer trust himself or herself. So we may need to look at children. Why are they behaving the way they are behaving? Why is it that a child doesn't believe in himself or herself? You may need to call that child. Like a student in my office came to my office, you know, she will not like to lift up her eyes to look at me. I said, come here. Am I scary? What happened? She said she has been like that, but she's just trying to work on it. She's a year 1 student. You get it? You know, this is at the stage. If you dig deep, you will know maybe she has done something when she was growing up and she was condemned. And that killed her boldness. You get it? According to Sir Eric Erickson, the first 4 is meant for ages 0 to ages 18. And the remaining 4 is from ages 19 till that 66 or 65. So when you look at it, the first one, trust and mistrust. The second one is autonomy and shame. The third one is initiative and guilt versus you can see. So you can see if a child is exhibiting the opposite of what you have on your left, that means something must have gone wrong at that age. So we should be very careful when we are dealing with children, because at different stages of their life, they are developing something. And if we kill that stage, well, to revive it is in your hand because you are a social worker. They bring that child to you. Do we understand that that aspect of psychosocial development theory?
I do, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Because even the last lady I talked about integrity or despair. When you get to your old age now, you are not begin to think either, you know, some people in their old ages is either they feel with what integrity, fulfillment, or they feel with despair. If I had known when I was growing, so those people, they live their life. So when you are dealing with aged adult people that are always regretting, so that age, that stage is because the previous 7 stages, they didn't use it well. So instead of them to be full of integrity, they be filled with what? Despair. They be filled with despair. In addition to being useful for studying early childhood development, you can see it starts from age 0. You can think that a child of 0 don't know anything. But I asked somebody, intelligence, let me also ask in this class if you will help me. Intelligence, is it nature or nurture? Can somebody help me in this class? Intelligence, is it nature or nurture?
It is nurtured, sir.
Intelligence, it is nurture.
Yes.
Hello.
Please explain to us.
You know, as you just explained, a child will look at the mother or the parent, the way they behave, and from there, according to this thing, what you learn, a child starts learning from the parent, from the house, before now get to the school. So from the house, you can be able to teach the child, say hello, say good morning to this, to auntie, to when you stand up, do this, do that, clean up. And by the time the child is done with that, it gains enough intelligence to get to the school and see the teacher and now greet the teacher. Good morning, sir. Good morning, madam. Then from there, it follows up. The learning process follows up from the school. So, to my own understanding, intelligence is being nurtured right from day one when the child start knowing how to say good morning.
Thank you very much, madam. I really appreciate that. People don't raise up hand for my class now. Yoko, are you raising up your hand now? It was the previous hand that you have not put down.
I just raised my hand up.
Okay, I did hear you, sir.
Yeah, that has been an argument between nature and nurture. Which one determines intelligence? All right, I wouldn't throw away nature. However, I support more of nurture in this regard than nature, because according to one theory that has to do with tabula rasa, it says that the mind of a child is like a blank slate.
Empty slate. Empty slate.
Yeah, like that needs to be written upon. So whatever that's
it is written on it, that's what the child becomes.
Exactly. So I give thumbs up to nurture.
Thank you, sir. I agree with you. Me, I don't know this person. Your name no be Motorola. You are just raising up your hand. What's your name? Tell us your name first. Where you are calling from?
My name is Tekena.
Tekena.
Yes.
Okay. You are not Motorola. Okay. Your own contribution.
I think intelligence is as a result of nature, which has to do with the genetic and hereditary factor, and also nurture too, environmental factor too.
So I think it's both.
You think it's both. Thank you very much.
Yes.
You say it's also genetic. Does that mean the child of a dull man will be dull?
Most times, intelligent parents give birth to intelligent kids.
Ah,
I've seen
no
it
be.
over and over.
Can you
Again.
tell us when did you conduct that research?
Me, I've seen it. It's what I saw. I'm a teacher.
Okay, you are very though. Okay,
Okay.
fine. Okay, Asada, you also raise up your hand.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening. I agree with what she just said. It can be both, because sometimes some parents who are poor, who are not well trained, don't have that education, and their children growing up, the environment where they can be, or the school that they go can change them, become better persons than their parents. So it can be both ways. It can be from the parents, it can be from the environment. Thank you, sir. You get the mic.
Thank you so much. Well, let me tell you that there are 3 schools for this singular question we just asked this evening. There are 3 different schools. There is a school that says that intelligence is nature. There is a school that says intelligence is nurtured. And there is a school that says intelligence is both natured and nurtured. And let me tell you, we have more supporters for the 3rd school. That is both natured and nurtured. Then I may want to ask you, if you tell me that the intelligence is nurtured, and then I will ask you, who taught a newborn baby, a day-old baby, how to suck breast? Please, you can tell me, who taught that child? If you carry a baby out from the womb now, the mother just brought the child out down. You put that baby to breast, the baby begins to suck. Who taught that child? If it is nurtured. Which school did that child go to for that child to know how to suck breast? At least you have many mommies here in the class. At least you can speak from experience. When did you teach your child how to suck?
Nobody taught the child. The child just knows it.
So that is where nature comes in. Yeah, and also there are some things that we cannot know except you are being taught. So like I said, we have more people who are in support of the 3rd school. So it is not purely natured, it is not purely nurtured, rather it is both natured and nurtured. Thank you for your time. I really enjoy myself. I would like to draw the curtain here, if you permit me. So when next we meet, we continue from psychodynamic theory. Is that okay? You said what?
Yes, sir.
I said
Don't know.
finish.
Are you saying the class has finished? Can you imagine? No, don't let me enjoy this class. So since you enjoy the class, thank you, Jare.
I'm enjoying the class.
Thumbs up for you. Thank you so much.
And,
Okay,
and because this is
Missy.
psychology, it makes it more interesting.
Okay, thank you so much, you.
So, sir, we have public holiday on Wednesday. I don't know if it's possible. Yes, there's today. Wednesday is
October 1st
1st
now.
Yes.
October 1st.
Do I have class on that day?
So I don't know if you can put us on that Wednesday, since we are not going to work.
Who talk am say I know they go work?
Not you, we.
Okay, I think she said I know they go work. Okay, let me see. Then we can have a larger class. We can have a longer period. Is that what you are saying?
Yes.
And the class will start from what time?
Let everybody decide, though.
Okay, now
we have one class for 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
on that Wednesday. Am I correct?
On that Wednesday, yes, sir.
But I'm not on Wednesday. Am I on Wednesday too? I've not checked the timetable again.
We don't know your timetable. We just scheduled it for the other lecturer too.
Okay, you arrange it for the other lecturer.
Yes.
Let me see if I'll be available too. Or I will ask you to call back later. The caller you are calling is busy. To call back later. So I will check. That would be nice. At least we can cover a lot of ground. You can imagine this is a 37-page material. And we're already on page 24. A single class again of 12 pages, we end the class. So I will let you know before that day. How will I tell somebody who is in this class that can
we
me?
decide here now, please?
No, don't worry, because they will soon end the class now. It is just for 2 hours. So you know
Hello,
what,
sir.
ma?
Hello, sir. Sir, please, this recording, can we have it also? And this
You will surely get it after the class. You will get it.
okay, and this manual, please. It's very
I'm not sending the manual now. I've said it because I know they trust my student. Once they get the manual, they will not come to class again.
Okay, sir.
So don't worry, you will get it.
Trustworthy.
You said what?
We are very trustworthy.
I'm not saying you are not trustworthy. Can I see where you caught yourself now? I didn't say you are not trustworthy. Eh? Daniela, you are saying something?
Yes, it was me that was saying we are trustworthy, that you should trust us. Social workers is to trust people.
I know say make you know, I know say I don't trust you. Now you dey talk am. I know say I don't trust you. I trust you. But let's just have our class. I will send the material to you. In fact, I would have loved to send you to okay. Let me just speak for myself in this class, a class where is that man that was asking me a question that time? Mr. Goodness or Good News?
Don't be gender bias, though.
I'm waiting now. Okay.
Yes,
Who is that?
You're already looking for a man because you're a man.
Okay. Oga Good News. See the way they attack
yes,
you.
sir.
Are they fear woman? They don't attack you. Now, Madam Yusuf Kende.
Yes, sir.
Now, just send me a chat. Just hello. Just send me hello. So, but you have to do but you don't have a separate. Do you have a separate WhatsApp group for yourself? No.
No, sir.
No. Hello, sir.
How many of you are in this class?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
We don't know.
We don't
You
know,
want-
except we can't.
Yeah, you know, Madam Kennedy want to take responsibility, and I like because social workers are taking responsibility.
Sir, hello, sir.
Madam Kennedy, let me talk first now. May I talk?
I'm not the one talking, sir. Another person is speaking already.
Okay,
It's me, Mabel.
Kennedy Yusuf, create
Yes, sir.
a separate WhatsApp group and add everybody in this class for it.
Okay, sir.
Then I will send the material to you, then you post it on that platform.
Okay, sir.
How will she know us, sir? How will she know those that are here now? How will she know us?
That will be difficult.
So
it
how
will not be
will
difficult.
I think
It will not be
just
difficult.
snap the names.
No, me,
You
I
can
feel
snap-
that she should put our number on the in the chat box, and
No. I want
safety,
it
for
on
safety.
a separate. I want it on a separate platform.
Hello,
You get
sir.
my point?
Sir, what I'm saying is this. Yeah, I can get your point. I'm getting your point, sir. What I'm saying is this: she should put a number in the chat box on this present class that we are having.
Fine.
And we all the participants in this class will now copy it and send it.
It's there now. Please copy it out.
All right, thank you.
So
Esther,
with
give me
that,
your number, sir.
you see my number now. You know the person that is teaching. You definitely see my number. Adejumo, you see it there. Adejumo Adegboyega is my
Yes,
name.
sir. I will suggest the man should assist her.
No, she wants it to. I know they do gender together. She go do am. Kende, I trust you, Daddy. You go do am. You know you are my sister.
Yes, sir.
My sister, my name is Idowu. My name is Idowu. No, I'm Idowu now. She's my sister.
Sir.
That's
I have twins before me. I have twins immediately after me. So you can think she's my sister. So that is it. And she has said she wants to take it off. So go ahead, madam. So just do that and just send me a chat. Hello, I will send to you. Then you put on that platform.
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much. Enjoy your new week and have a stressful and accident-free week in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
They do the needful.
Send your number to her. Send your number to her now, all of you. Okay.
Yeah, you're supposed to be dropping your numbers there. Please send it.
Not here. Send it to her own number. 090.
Send this number and
No,
send your
send
number
it
to
to
her.
my number. Send it to my
message.
number. My number
Okay.
is 090-4243-4701.
4243-4701. Okay, we're doing that now. Bye, everyone.
Bye.